Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in the spirit dimensions. And as always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Welcome. It has been a very interesting couple days energetically. We are in a Mercury retrograde, so there is that illusion that things are moving a little bit slower and that we're going backwards. And some of the energy this week has been a little bit of that. Good morning. Come on in. Make yourself at home. Come on in. Good to see everyone. Hello, hello, welcome. I'm just talking a little bit about the energy this week. It's been, for me anyway, just a little bit interesting, a little bit, I'll use the word, a little bit of chaos going on energetically. I do a lot of grounding and bubbling work, and I've had to turn that up this week. And with us being in retrograde until the 14th of May, I think perhaps some of you are feeling a little bit. Communication seems to be a bit of an issue with, perhaps some of those people around you, maybe miscommunications or not wanting to communicate or just not receiving what you need back from other people energetically seems to be coming up in this energy that we're kind of feeling a little bit turbulent. The other thing that's coming up, it's been chaotic. Yeah, there we go. The other thing that's coming up is this increased tiredness, some lack of motivation, just feeling that I just need to pause and rest and everything can wait, or just not feeling motivated. I've had to push myself a little bit as well, just on a few things, not terribly for me, but energetically, when I lean into it, there is a bit of a slowdown with motivation. And one thing that sometimes all we can do is give ourselves that opportunity to slow down, to just kind of ponder and pause. And that's one thing that I will do when I feel that way. I'll just ponder and pause, and perhaps I just need to lean into that space a little bit. Frustration. I felt the vibration of frustration out collectively. Some frustration with not getting what we want when we want it as fast as we need it to happen. Seems to be a lot going on. So I think leaning into that, if anybody's struggling with that, just turning up that trust and just allowing yourself to flow with that. Sometimes when energetically, whether it's a retrograde or not, it's not always in a retrograde, but sometimes we do get that little bit of impatience, and we feel that push and that push and that push, and we don't seem to be going anywhere. Or sometimes it feels like, for me, what it felt like this week, I'll tell you what it felt like this week was I felt my feet were going like this. I felt like I was trying to get somewhere, but I wasn't moving. Again, that's how it felt energetically for me, was that whole Fred Flintstone piece, those how fast their feet moved in the stone car, but I felt like I wasn't moving. So that may come up a little bit as well. The other thing that I really felt collectively is how many of you are having trouble sleeping, either trouble falling asleep or trouble staying asleep, because I felt that collectively. I've been doing okay with sleep, but collectively, I felt a lot of people awake energetically when I lean into that as well. I don't feel though that this is going to be a lengthy time. I felt it like lifting before the 14th, and I felt this energy coming in for next week. I just felt a new level of motivation. I just felt a lot of that self-care piece coming in at a loud volume, with us leaning more into that. And it felt more, next week felt a lot more exciting for me as far as movement and momentum. I felt we were coming back into that. When I lean into collective energy, I just kind of lean in there and feel what's being put out there vibrationally, as also with what the astrology is telling me and what spirit is telling me. So not everything is going to affect everybody the same way collectively. So this is just perhaps what the is at the loudest at this particular moment. I'm not sleeping, and if I am, it's not more than 4 to 5 hours. Yeah, there it is. My sleep has been so off lately. Yeah. Oh, look at you all. Yeah, absolutely. Deanna, ducks sitting still in the water but swimming like crazy. That's a really good way of putting it. That's a really good way of putting it. Inspiration seems to be coming in though for next week. There seems to be this increase of inspiration. So perhaps some of you might be feeling that a little bit of that now, because there seems to be a creative energy that's also going to be pushing through into next week, which was a really interesting feeling for me. Just with where we are in the retrograde, but I felt that creativity and my inspiration is going to be very loud next week. So it'll be interesting to see how many of you lean into that as well. So that is kind of where I felt. One thing with the, with the not sleeping or with the lack of motivation, just make sure that your self-care is up and your spiritual practices. It doesn't have to be in a retrograde either. It can be whenever you're kind of feeling that energetically. I always say to lean into the first thing I ask my mentoring students, or my friends and family, I will say to them, where are your spiritual practices? Where are you at with that? Because sometimes when the energy is shifting, we need to shift with our spiritual practices. So a little bit more time outside, a little bit more time, meditation, or getting yourself just grounded, whatever resonates with you. I always suggest increasing that when you're feeling it energetically. Yeah, so there we are. We did do a very cool past life regression last weekend. It was a lot of fun. I've had a few of you reach out asking me why I didn't do it on the channel. And I thought I would address that here. So if anybody's watching or now, live or going back into it afterwards. And I shared it with the group that attended the past life regression, an amazing group. We had an amazing experience. But I really sat with that. So like everything that I do, whether it be on the channel or what I teach, I always take it to spirit and kind of lean in there. And what I felt with the past life regression on doing it live is I really felt that when you do something that's recorded or that people don't have access to the person doing the regression, I really felt an integrity piece in that with me. I felt that not being available to answer questions or to help people understand, it didn't quite feel right to do it as a pre-recorded regression. Yes, I will be offering that again sometime in the future for those of you who have been reaching out asking if I will be doing it anytime soon. I'll probably wait about a month and I'll do another one on Zoom so that there's another opportunity to come in and do that. Kayla, my uncle recently suddenly passed away on the 23rd. Does he have any messages? My family is in shock. Kayla, did your uncle have? I just get you to answer a question or two for me, just so that I know that I'm tapping in here. Did he have a big sense of humor? Like, was a vibration of humor something that he was well known for, or a good sense of humor? Because I can just feel that around him when I lean in there. I also feel that he's very much okay on the other side. He literally checks into the spirit dimensions. Like, okay, I'm here, and then he has been around trying to help people with the grieving process, with wrapping is in love, with spirit signs already. I feel like he's already connected with some spirit signs. I also feel that he's trying to support. I just feel that he's trying to bring in so much support there. I'm also very much aware of my chest. So I'm not sure if that's him or somebody that's with him. So heart or lung. I'm very aware of my chest. My chest is on fire at the moment. So I hope that resonates there with you. He is very much letting you know that he's trying to support. I keep hearing that over and over and over. He had a heart attack. That's why I'm feeling my chest. My chest was on fire. So he is sending much love. I also feel that sometimes with heart attacks, sometimes people do have stuff going on health wise. I don't feel that here. I feel like this was sudden. I don't feel like he was sick leading up to it or not managing health. I do feel it as quite sudden with that burning chest. I am sending you so much love and light, Kila, and please know that you're supported. I see a lot of people here on the channel that are reaching out as well. I feel right now it with the spirit signs, he keeps showing me the sky. He keeps showing me like, like flocks of birds. He keeps showing me colors in the sky. I'm seeing a lot of colors. So, so watch for like different colored clouds and just he keeps showing rainbows. He's showing me a lot of color right now. And and when I leaned into that with him, he keeps saying that everybody needs to keep their head up. Like, and I think that's a big thing of it. He's not he doesn't want people like looking down, or and he's even like straightening people up with, and it's about for him. He wants everybody to keep their head up. He's also linking people together arm in arm. For me, this is a big sign of staying really strong, connected as a family and helping each other through this. He doesn't. So I feel though there's a big connection with this family because he's using that as a big strong connection. It was so unexpected. Thank you. Yeah, I felt that. I didn't feel like he was struggling with anything before. I didn't feel like he was struggling with, with cardiac issues or was struggling with his health before that. I felt it just like that. I just felt it just like that. I'll leave that there for you, Kaylin. Much love, much love. Spirit is so beautiful. Spirit is absolutely beautiful. There's only love in the spirit dimensions. There's only love and peace, and it's such a profound feeling, and that's the space that they go in. My spirit guides seem to be quiet lately. Any messages for me? I'm just going to take a little sip of my tea here before I answer that one, Nisa. Nisa, when I lean into that, I do feel that your spirit guides are very much around and active. I do feel that, but I really feel that the space of learning, I feel, and it doesn't feel bad to me. So I don't want you to go, oh my gosh, am I learning? I just feel like there's learning and growth, and it doesn't feel difficult or bad. I just feel that there's some learning there that you're moving through. And I think with that learning that you're moving through is our spirit guides can't lift that away from us. So I feel like it's more of a supportive space while you kind of navigate through some of this, and it also feels like a very settling space. I just feel like a very settle. Like at the end of this learning, I just feel like there's just this settling and this softening coming in. But they are supporting you through some learning right now. So I would say to you, just kind of take a little bit of a reflection as to what am I learning right now, and call your spirit guides and a little bit closer with support while you go through that learning. And this kind of opens up a really interesting topic that does come up quite a bit. People will say to me, well, if I have spirit guides, why aren't they doing anything about the situation? Why aren't they intervening and making this easier? And the answer to that isn't something that we always want to hear, right? And so sometimes they just can't. It's about processing, going through that learning, processing, going through what we need to do for our own soul's growth, and they can't change that or take it away. They can only support and navigate us through that. That makes sense to you, Miss Nisa. I'm just going to scroll up a little bit. Deanna, you told me about a month ago that one of my spirit guides was an eagle. Lately I've been seeing a lot of birds around me. Is that related, or am I making something out of nothing? No, you're not making something out of nothing at all. I always say with the spirit guides, and when we get different signs, or when we start getting spirit animals showing up, I would trust that. I seen it as an eagle flying, but perhaps the birds that you're seeing are trying to get your attention about something that you need to take flight on. So when I leaned in that, Deanna, I just kind of leaned in there a little bit more for you. I really feel like there's something either you're holding back from, like, and it's a take flight. It's time to fly. It's time to take those leaps. It's time to lean in there and fly into that. So I think seeing more birds and the wings and the reference of taking flight. So I'll ask you, is there something that you've been kind of holding yourself back from flying? I just either your authentic self, or whether it be taking a leap of faith. I really feel that the reference is it's time to fly. And it doesn't have to be great, big, life altering decisions. It can simply be it's time to really be authentically me. It can be like stepping into your own spirituality, or it can be the bigger things. I'll let you process that and have a think about that. But thank you for sharing that experience. That Nisa says that makes sense. I'm holding back spiritually. There it is. There it is. So I think the reference with that is when you're ready. And this is the other thing, spirit doesn't necessarily um say if you don't do it now, there's a consequence. It's about when you're ready. But I feel you're closer and closer to being ready with that flight, and you're getting more and more power. I think the volume on the flying reference is going to keep coming up until you do feel ready to take that leap of faith. I do hope that makes sense to you. I'm just going to scroll up here and catch a couple of the questions. 'cause I know that I missed a few, and I try my best. I know I don't always get to everybody, but I do try my best to, answer as many questions as I possibly can get to. Um, all right, I've answered those. Not sleeping. Um, Horizon Phoenix. Do the spirits have any suggestions of medication or surgery? Just found out my 12-year-old autistic son has tachycardic issues. Okay, so at this point in time, and always lean into the medical world. I mean, I'm very clear. I'm not all knowing. I don't hold. I'm very clear on that. But I can only go on how this feels to me. Okay, so when I lean into how this feels to me, I do feel that he's very much supported with the right medical professional. So whatever cardiologist that he's dealing with, I do feel good there. I also feel medication at the moment versus surgery. I don't feel a surgery. At least not in my immediate awareness. If he does have surgery, it may be further out down the road, but I feel very good with medication with this. I don't feel I don't have this worry. Do you need to follow through and staying, working with your physician? Absolutely. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I feel very good with where he's at with it, and I feel very good with with the medication that they're going to be putting him on. But I don't feel a surgery. So, that's kind of what I get from that. If they recommend surgery, I always say you have to listen to the medical world, but that's what I feel on there. I don't feel a whole lot of worry. Maruna, I didn't have time to ask you at the time of the past life regression. I saw a brown bear at the end of the session in my sacred place. Could that be a spirit animal? 100%. So when we do the regression, I'll just give people a little bit of a backstory here. With the regression that I used on Sunday, I had the group float back to their sacred space and sit. And I also asked them to sit with a spirit guide or a spirit animal or a deceased loved one for any messages. So the fact that a bear came to you is profound, 100%. I also want to add into this is remember we do have a spirit council, and on that spirit council we can have an unlimited number of resources on that council. So our spirit guides and our spirit animals do and can change. So you may have a spirit animal that you only get at a specific time. I'll use myself as an example. I do have a bear as a spirit animal. For me, no, isn't for everybody, but for me, when the bear shows up, what he does is he goes nose to nose with me, and he growls, like just a deep old grizzly bear growl. And what that growl is for me is there's something I'm not listening to. I need to wake up and pay attention and listen to what spirit's trying to tell me. That bear only shows up when I'm not listening. So it may be a year before I see that bear will show up, or it may be every other day, depending on where I'm at with my spiritual growth and my listening, and that's when that bear shows up. So is the bear one of my spirit animals? Yes, but I also have other spirit animals that come to me at very specific times. So I call it like a staff change. Some with our spirit guide panel, a spirit guide may come in as for specific reasons to help you through a specific problem. They may step back until you need it again. It's like a staff change. Or you may have one, two, three, or four guides, or an unlimited amount of guides that are always around you, helping you navigate all the time. So, and everybody's journey is different. So everybody's spirit panel and spirit animals and spirit guides and how they work with you is going to be very different. But you know what? When a new spirit guide or new spirit animal comes forward, I always suggest you need to sit with that energy, call forward that energy, ask that energy to help you. So I would start talking to your bear. I would simply start talking to your bear and calling that bear forward. So I do hope that helps, Maruna, and thanks for sharing that. Thanks so much. Um, Romina, my grandpa, sorry, broke his hip on Tuesday. It's been stressful, especially knowing he has to go under anesthesia. Everything just got complicated. I just want to lean in there for a moment. I don't know why I've got this wet sound when I'm breathing. Um, does he have a history of swelling? Not related to the broken hip, but is there any like edema to his feet or any kind of swelling? I'm just that's just in my awareness. I'm a little bit. I have a little bit of caution there with that. I will definitely, if you would like, Romina, I will definitely put your grandpa in my healing circle, and send some energy there. I also with, and I know he said he broke his hip, but I'm also worried post surgery with mobility. So I just kind of remember that I said that, and I will put him in my healing circle if you wish. You can just grant me consent here if you like, or you can simply do it on your own as well with sending love and light, and healing. Joan, my girlfriend's brother, is missing. His name is Ben and lives in BC. Can you feel anything regarding whether he's okay? Joan McCarthy, I know you've messaged me before. I would rather share that in a private message with you, for a few reasons. Number one, I would like a few extra minutes to sit with it. I would like to do some remote viewing. So I just want a little bit of extra time with that question. So Joan, if you could, I know you've messaged me before. I think it was either messenger or via email because you're. But if you can message me, Joan, and just give me a little bit of time, I would like to remote view here. Some of these questions I do need a little bit more time to tap into with spirit. I do need to sit and do some remote viewing depending on the question. So, and sometimes I do need a picture of the person. Not always, but sometimes I do need a picture if energetically I'm having a hard time tapping in. So, Joan, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to sit with that. Kayla, yesterday I played one of my favorite songs, Keep Your Head Up. So when you said that, Lana, it really felt like him. Huh. Wow. I love that. So, you see, I just love spirit. So you see, working with spirit on how this works. Sometimes it's a little piece of a puzzle and it doesn't have to make sense for me, but it 100% made sense for Kayla and why I kept getting that head up. It was, it was the song and the reference to the sky. And I think a lot of the spirit signs are going to be up in the sky because he wants your heads up. And that's so awesome. I just love that. Kayla, thank you so much for sharing that validation. That is so awesome. One of the most important things with me with working with spirit, excuse me, sorry, is that validation. I don't need it, but people need it. People need to know it needs to be magical like that. It needs to be that one word, a very simple thing with keep your head up. Hit a chord for Kayla, and that's how it should be with spirit. I'm actually working on a video right now. I'm hoping to have it up today, if things go according to my plan. A little bit on mediumship and social media. So, and I talk a little bit about that. There should be that validation there. It should feel that way. Almost spilled my tea. That wouldn't have been fun. Rubab. Hope I pronounced that right, darling. When I kind of lean into you energetically, I really feel, and what I'm hearing is it's time. It's time to slow down and take a moment to smell the roses. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a rose, but I feel like it's time to kind of like just give yourself. I don't know if things have been really busy, or if you haven't had time to just to take in the really simple things in life, that magical piece. Your spirit guides are just showing me like increase your awareness on all things that are magical. So, and it can be as simple as stopping and smelling a flower or taking a moment and I did this on a couple of days ago, and it sounds really funny, but I'll share it with you anyway. I noticed that the ants were back. It's warmed up a little bit here, so there were some ants on the sidewalk, and I just stopped for a moment. It was, I was watching them carry their little grains of sand to make their new house, and I just stood there, maybe a minute or less. I just stood there for a moment and just watched that little piece of magic, the magical world of those ants that were in front of me. And I thought, well, you know what, like how creative of them. And I don't even know what it looks like inside those houses, but I can just imagine. And I feel like I need to get you to just get playful in that, to just taking a moment and just practicing that pause. It was the same thing yesterday. I was waiting for my kid to to come out of the school, and there's a path around the school, and I was walking around, and I just noticed, the tree buds, and I just stopped and got a close look at them, and I just sat, I just stood there and absorbed that for maybe 10 seconds. I feel like I need to insert that into it a little bit more into you. So I don't know if there's a lot of busyness, or if your head's always on the go, or if you just haven't paused enough to just kind of witness the magic that's all around us. I feel like I needed to stand up loud and proud to give you that. Danielle's tarot. Hope all is well. There's any spirit having to say about me finding a home soon. Danielle, I know you totally understand it when I talk about timing. I feel it's right in front of you. I feel like it's right here. It's I feel like it's like right in front of you. It's gonna happen, but I feel it's gonna happen really quick. I feel like it's like, oh my goodness, I wasn't, even though I was looking, I wasn't ready to go this fast. I feel like it's right in front of you. I also feel that you're manifesting. I really have to kind of lean you into that with 100% both feet in, with trusting it. I know you do trust. I can feel your trust level. I need to kind of turn that up even one more octave. I just need to kind of like one more octave up. It is 100% right in front of you. It almost feels like I'm a little bit surprised that you haven't found it yet. That's how close it feels for me. It feels like it's like right in front of me. I hope that helps make sense to you. Okay. Joyce, and today is a month since I lost my dog. I had to lean in there for a moment. It just took me a second to lean in there. When I lean into this dog, I feel a real playful energy running around you. I can feel your dog running around you. I can feel that pace of, and I asked why they're running around. And I feel like number one, the dog's trying to show you that he's very much okay, but he's also trying to show you that you need to start moving forward. I don't know if you feel like you've been going in circles, or if things have been like, like just, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like I'm going in circles. So I don't know if you feel like you've been going in circles, but the dog's trying to like break you out of that circle and pushing you a lot forward. I also feel though that you're getting a lot of feeling. I don't know if I'm pretty sure you're feeling that dog. I can feel that dog. And I feel like I have to remind you to trust the feeling. Sometimes our awareness with spirit comes to us that way. I can feel that. I can feel it. Or I know it, or I'm thinking about that person or that soul that's passed, whether it be human or animal. I'm thinking about them. I need you to just kind of acknowledge that a little bit more. I know you're with me. I can feel you. And what happens is when we do that, you guys, it just kind of opens up the door to the spirit dimension just a little bit wider and a little bit wider and a little bit wider. I hope that makes sense to you. Celeste, good morning. I have been wondering if I'm on the right path. My gut tells me to keep trying in my relationship, but is it right? Or am I sacrificing too much? So when I lean in here, and we always have choice and free will. I want you always all to remember that we always have choice and free will. Um, what I'm being shown is the happiness meter. I see that happiness meter, and I feel that happiness meter, and with you. So just take the other person out of the equation for just a moment. And energetically, when I lean in there with you, I feel the happiness meter of with your authentic self. I feel it quite low. And I feel that the word sacrificing happiness, there's a vibrational upset with it within. I just feel that vibrational upset. I also feel though that I have to push you and this person both into your own lanes. And because we can only do our personal work, our growth work from our lane. We have to stay in our own lane. We cannot do other people's work for them. We cannot change or make people happy, they have to do that for themselves. So it's like, yes, it's like I have to remind you that we're happy together, side by side, in our own lane. That's how we journey with people. And I just feel that there's just too much of you in this other person's lane, or and and I'm saying this is love, spirit saying this is as lovely as they possibly can. I just feel like I've got to get you. Okay, let's see. It doesn't mean the relationship has to end, but I need you to try this whole. I'm going to work on my happiness and myself, and you've got to work on your happiness and yourself, and together we will journey. When you do that, you both, or one of you, may feel that it's time that I take the off ramp, that I need to go this way, and I wish you well, and you go this way. Or when you work on yourself, the journeying together becomes better. It just has that way of growing. So I really need you to give that a try. You may be kind of wrinkling your nose on that and saying, "No, but Lana, but yes, I really need to kind of get you into your own lane, and that person into their lane with what needs to be done with their work." We can't, and it may be collectively. There may be somebody else here on the chat that really needs to hear this. We cannot do other people's work for them. We can support them. We can cheer for them. We can kind of point out what some guidance or shine some light at their feet, but we cannot do it for them. And when we continue to try to do it for them, what happens is a lot of resistance, because I don't feel that everybody is ready. And it's okay. It's okay. It's not, this isn't a judgment thing. It's okay. It's People have to be ready. I keep hearing that I need to say that over and over again. People need to be ready to do their own shifting. I will leave that with you. I will leave that. You can decide if you pick it up or not, but that is what I really need to give you. Okay, let me just scroll back up here a little bit. I'm doing my best to get through as much as I can. I dream of my mother very frequently. Is there anything that she needs to say? Excuse me. I feel that she's visiting. Um, I also feel that there's a real um connection here with you to the I'm not gone, and I'm still here. I also need to let you know that she hears you. So either you're talking to her quite a bit, or you're bouncing off some questions for guidance, because I feel like she keeps showing me that she's still here for you. There's that whole I'm not gone, I'm still here for you. I'm always here for you. So need you to kind of just increase your communication with her, with it during your wake time, the visitations during dreams. If you want more of them, continue to invite her in. Always asking to remember your dreams. It does help. I don't feel that she's trying to pass on this great big life altering message. It's, I am here for you. I am still here for you. And she's saying that over and over again. I got a very loving and gentle energy about her from the spirit dimensions. I feel her like a very soft, calm energy. I also feel that I don't know if you sit a lot for work, but she does sit with you quite a bit, and it feels like you're working. So either you're working online, or you're online quite a bit, or there's something with you working, and she's sitting with you while you work. How lovely is that? Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, I'm gonna take a few more. Oh, the time is ticking. I could literally spend a whole day with you guys online. Kitty cat. My mom and I are a bit concerned that someone or something has either coming in our house or trying to come in. Like the other night when she heard the door open. Is it spirit related or no? I don't feel the spirit dimensions. I don't feel the spirit dimensions. The spirit dimensions, when they're trying to get our awareness and trying to get our attention, yes, they, they can make noise. They can turn things or move things 100%. I'm not feeling the spirit dimensions here. What I feel I would do is, and depending on how you feel about it, again, take what resonates and leave the rest. I would do some protection around your home, either by visualizing, your home in a beautiful ball of light. I use salt. I have a salt shaker grinder, and I grind Himalayan salt around the front entrance of my house, with protection. I've had some really funny stories that have come up with those salt, and you can't really see it unless you were really really looking. But I have had, like, courier drivers not come up my stairs, and they would just leave the package at the. There's only like 4 stairs leading up to my front door, but they will leave the package at the bottom stair rather than come up, and I swear it's because of the salt. It repels negative energy. I don't feel its spirit. I 100%. I've asked 3 times. I've leaned in there 3 times, and I 100% don't feel it. And I get my protection. I get a protection sign. So I need you to to kind of lean into that a little bit, and whatever resonates with you with the word protection, I need you to do that. I hope that helps, kitty cat. Rhubarb, that was a beautiful message. Thank you. Definitely been stuck in my head lately. The roses in our front garden just came into bloom, and I was admiring them yesterday. Love it. A little bit more of that. A little bit more of that. Turn up the volume on that. Danielle's tarot. I need to hear that message. I'm also understanding where we're responsible for our own happiness, healing, and when we're ready. And I am ready. Absolutely. Thank you, Danielle, for that. Thank you, Lana. I talked to her, especially during my meditation time. I love to hear that. Beautiful. Romina, you could spend all day listening to me too. Okay. Kitty cat, is it a sinister person, like neighbor or family member? I'm not feeling family on it. I'm not feeling family on it. And when I feel, though, do I feel like when I say you need protection, do I feel like there's big harm coming? No, I don't. I just feel, and I'm a big one for protection to begin with. It almost feels like someone trying to scare you. It feels like I don't want to I don't feel like the intent in there is to come in and to do harm or damage, but I do feel that fearful. Like, I need to scare you. That head game, a little bit of manipulation. I feel like the person that is doing this is really manipulating. That's the kind of lessons that they're learning right now. They're very very manipulating. So when you think about neighbors, when you think about that, is there anybody that comes into your awareness? Do you understand why I would be feeling that? Is one thing that I would say to you, because that's how I felt. I've like someone's trying to get in. Yeah. I feel it more of trying to scare you, though. Like, I feel it more of it trying to scare you. So I would lean into that. I also have to, I have to channel something right now, and I'm not sure where it goes. So if you can please just respond. I have a mom with me who's just literally sat down here. I feel like a lung or a breast cancer was significant to her. The month of April is very important. So the significant anniversary, birthday, or passing is coming up for her. There's also a reference to the name Kelly. Hard K, Kim or Kelly. It's a hard K. I'm pretty sure it's Kelly. I'll lean in there with that. But there's something very significant in the month of April. She's not moving me out of the month of April. So if anybody resonates with her, I'm going to leave her here, and I'll give you all a few moments to kind of respond to that. I also feel as a reference to the name Shelly. The name Shelly is coming up as well here. And I also feel I don't feel like she's been gone very long. Like, I feel it's like I'm just over like a year and a half-ish, or 2 years-ish. Like, I don't feel like I've been gone long, long. She is just very patiently sat here with me. I also feel like she has a really strong faith when she was in the physical world, very strong faith. And there's also a big music connection to her. Somebody plays the piano living, or somebody's very musical living. Everything you said about trying to scare us is exactly what I have. Okay, there you go. Get some protection going. I will leave this lovely lady here just and somebody might resonate with her now or on the replay. Priscilla, I've been thinking a lot about when or if I have children. Do you feel that will happen for me in the near future? So a few things with this. I do feel you're gonna have children. I also really want to talk a little bit about choice and free will on the subject though too, because we do have on our journey, with our agreements, we can decide no. We really can. But I do feel though that I do feel like you're gonna have children. I feel two. They feel very close in age. I don't feel them in your immediate on your immediate path. I do feel like there's a bit of a pause there. And it doesn't feel long or difficult. I just feel this pause there. So I hope that that helps. Okay. Brooke, I'm currently at a fork in the road and I'm unsure which path to take. I don't want to say much more, but are you picking up on anything for me? Brooke, when I lean into that, I'm leaning into like career a lot. Has there, and you don't have to give me a lot more information, but I'm really feeling that it's work related or career related. And if this isn't the fork that you're at, I feel that coming in, but it does feel like a few different choices. I don't feel a fork in the road being more than one choice. I feel like there's more than one choice here. I also feel like there's more than one thing going on because I feel like there's a few layers to all this. I feel like there's a couple things going on here. I also really feel though that your intuition and your gut, I feel you really plugged in and charged up spiritually. I feel like you've got like a powerhouse of intuition. I also feel that I really need to remind you that we are always on the right path. We may be having a difficult time navigating it, but I do feel you navigating through a lot of this. But this feels very layered to me. So when it feels very layered to me, Brooke, I feel like there's more than one thing going on. I hope that that makes sense to you. I'm just gonna have a little scroll up. I do have to be mindful of the time, you guys. I do have to get going. I can't believe how much time goes by. All right. I'm glad so much of this is resonating with you guys. It really, yeah, that's great. I realized lately when you answer my question, you have to take a sip. That's probably just coincidental. I don't think it's intentional. It's probably just coincidental. That is funny though. I sometimes when I channel with spirit, you will see me pause, and the reason that I pause is I do have to connect and listen. Some things aren't always instant for me. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's like I read your question and it's like boom, there's the answer. Sometimes I have to lean in a little bit more, and I do that quite often in my readings too. When people come to me for a session, there's just those brief pauses because sometimes I know this is going to sound really really interesting or perhaps even a little bit odd. I never know how I'm going to work with spirit. Sometimes I need to go over there and sometimes they are here, and sometimes I just know, sometimes I see it as a video, or like a movie playing. So I'm always working a little bit different. So for whatever reason today, I'm going over there to get answers. So when I go over there, I actually leave here, have a chit chat, and come back. So that's why there is a little bit of that pause. So I wonder if I use that sip of my tea to help me with that pause. Wesley, 324 in the Netherlands. I got a notification at 2:45. Brooke, you're very welcome. Danielle's having a good chuckle at me. Um, Sonia, are there any messages for me from the angelics or my spirit guides? I really feel I'm here with you. I feel like one that they're trying to really convey is I need to turn up the volume of humor. So I don't know if you tend to run a little bit serious or if things have been a little bit serious of lately, but I almost feel like you're taking things a little bit too seriously, and I have to turn up the volume on laughing it off. And sometimes that's all we can do with the lesson. I'm getting a lot of that chit chat with your spirit guides, but I also feel that I don't know if you're nervous or about laughter, or I just feel a little bit hesitant with allowing that belly laugh and allowing yourself to laugh stuff off. Laugh stuff off. Let's be realistic here, you guys. Sometimes that's all we can do is to laugh off the lesson, to learn that was that was interesting. I always say to spirit with some of my lessons, and very, relatively recently, I've said, that was really interesting. And I'll just kind of chuckle it off. I mean, I really feel that sometimes, and maybe you'll understand that, Sonia, is sometimes I really have to get you to just laugh that off. I hope that makes sense to you. Sometimes that's all we can do, right? Is to lean into that a little bit. I do hope that you enjoyed your time with me. Don't forget the thumbs up, y'all. It's great to know that I'm on the right track here with these sessions. I'm not sure when. I will probably next week. I'll come back on. Tomorrow I definitely can't because I am reading first thing in the morning. And then I will do my best to post. Maybe I'll try and post something in May for a maybe some more spirit talk at a different time, maybe on a weekend, so that we can get more people to join us. As always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, you guys. You guys are all awesome. Take good care.